folks. It's a Saturday, sunny Saturday afternoon. Hope it is where you are too. 61 here. Today we're going to focus on some back stretches, some leg stretches, and deep breathing. Most of what we do will be in the laying down position. If you're someone that gets lightheaded, you're going to want to wait to listen to all the instructions. Maybe if you're someone that gets vertigo, standing up isn't so easy for you. I'm going to give you lots of different options for as we're moving from the laying down position to the seated and standing position. So just be mindful of that. If you've got a strap, have it nearby you today because we're going to use that pretty much right away. If you don't have a strap that's this long, a yoga strap, use a belt off a robe, something that's going to give you some length. Okay? If you're looking to order one, these are just yoga straps. They are anywhere from $5 to $10 on Amazon. You can get them with some yoga blocks. So just keep that in mind. If you've got a long towel, you can do that too. You'll fold the towel up so it's as thin as possible. Showing something with a little give. Try not to use a resistance band. Okay, it's going to do more damage than it is good. You want something that has a lot of slack to it. The resistance band will have you pulling your thigh bone into your hip. It will also have your arms pulling up too much. So you want something that has a lot of slack in it. All right, so you're going to come to a seated position. Just lay down on the ground. Okay. We're going to start with our knees up. Just have your hands on your belly or on the sides, on the floor. If you're on the floor, place your palms facing down. Okay. You'll notice if your palms are up, your shoulders open out. So if your palms are down, your shoulders will close up a little. And you're going to bring both feet together, both knees together. You're going to exhale and bring your knees down to the left. Have both knees stacked together, both feet on top of each other. When you get to the point you're meeting resistance and you can no longer go to the left side, let your left leg come all the way down to the ground. That's going to leave a gap in between your legs. That gap tells you how much tightness is in your hip, in your lower back area. Okay, so you're just going to allow gravity to do its job. You don't need to force the right leg over. And you're going to take 4 deep breaths. When you inhale, come in through the nostrils, exhale out through the mouth. You're going to inhale for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 5. You can do that 4 times. If you've got a cold or you've got some blockages in your nose, go in through the mouth, out through the mouth. When you inhale, for the 4th time, you're going to come back to the middle. Bring your right leg, your top leg up first, followed by the left leg. Both feet are going to be flat on the mat. Then you're going to exhale, come down to the right. Notice that there's still a gap in between our knees. Okay. As you sit there, you're going to relax the top leg with each breath out. Make sure to tilt your chin to your chest. It's going to keep your neck stretching and not keep a curve in your neck. Again, 4 deep breaths, counting to 5. Let your shoulders relax. Inhale back to the middle. Left leg comes up first, followed by the right leg, both feet flat on the mat before you go down to the left. So we're just starting to get some movement in the hips, in the low back area. This is great, especially if you just wake up. Since you've been laying down for a while or you've been sitting for a while, get some motion in the low back. All of your nerves that come through your spine come out through the bottom of your tailbone. And They spread across the low back and the hips. So you can experience a lot of tension, a lot of tightness in that area. Inhale, come up to the top. Down to the right. The reason I have you come up with the top leg first is so that it doesn't catch your lower back. Try to relax your shoulders. Inhale back to the middle. Great. Tuck your hip under. This is going to help you engage your abdominal muscles. I want you to bring your left leg to your chest. Stretch your right leg all the way out in front of you. This is great for your digestive system. Especially again after sleeping or laying down for a long time or sitting for a long time. Things tend to just sit in your belly and your intestines, especially after you sleep. Right, so this is something that can move the fluid through your intestines, especially those of us who are dealing with gas issues, internal cramping. So you're going to hug your left leg in as much as you can. You're going to grab around your shins, and you're going to extend your right leg out as much as you can. Bring your toes up towards the ceiling, stretch through your heel. You're going to take 4 deep breaths. Okay, you're going to exaggerate your belly up towards the ceiling as you inhale. Down towards the floor as you exhale. So what's happening is as you're breathing, the fluid on the one side begins to shift. Okay, so as your left leg is hugged into your chest, that fluid, as you're inhaling, begins to shift over to the right. So you can take 4 deep breaths. Okay, this is also a good stretch for the hips. You're going to exhale, release your leg. Stretch out your left leg, hug your right leg in. So this is alternating knees. Get nice deep breaths. Inhale to the count of 5. Exhale for the count of 5. Keep your chin to your chest. You can look at your knees. That'll help. So now we've shifted the fluid over to the left side. I'm going to switch again. So I'm going to end up doing 4 total on each side. So now we're on the second time on the left leg. Okay. So not only is this shifting fluid in your intestines and getting you a nice hip stretch, this is also beginning to move some of that tension in the back of your hips, right by the pelvic bones, right by your sacrum. Okay. You're keeping your back flat on the mat, which allows your back to be stationary, so you can just focus on the hips and the legs. And go ahead and switch. Okay, so you're going to do this at your own pace. And so 4 times on each leg. You should have 2 more times after this on each leg. And deep breathing like this, concentrating on the inhale and the exhale, in through the nostrils, out through the mouth, slow and deliberate, brings down your blood pressure, and it steadies your heart rate. and switch. Try not to hold your breath. When you get to the top of your inhale, you're going to exhale right away. When you get done with your exhale, you're going to start to inhale. Go ahead and switch. This keeps a nice rhythm for your breathing. Don't forget to point your toes up towards the ceiling on your extended leg. Switch one last time on each side. And one last time, switch. Good, stretch both legs out in front of you for a moment. Let the blood go towards your feet. Good. Bring both knees back up. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. Okay. You don't want to cross your knee over your knee. You're taking your ankle and crossing over your knee, so you should have some space here. Your hand should be able to go through the middle. Okay. Take your right hand, place it on the middle of your right thigh, and you're going to press your right leg out towards the window, towards the wall, away from your body. And you don't want to put too much pressure on it, but what we're doing is stretching through the obliques, your hip flexors. And you want to make sure the toes on your left foot, which are on the ground, are facing forward. Do this about 10-15 seconds max. Release your hand from the middle of your thigh. And go ahead and switch legs. So this time your left ankle goes over the right knee. Same thing, left hand on your left thigh and press outward. Remember to breathe, still in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Good. Go ahead and bring both knees up, both feet are on the mat. Okay. You're going to have your strap nearby. Okay. I'm going to show you two different ways to do what is called reverse pigeon. Okay. So you can take your right ankle over your left knee. Start to bring your left knee back towards your chest. That's going to start to give you a stretch through the right hamstring and your glutes. Okay. If you are short enough, got long enough arms, flexible enough, you're going to take your right hand, place it through the hole you just created, grab around your left shin. Take your left hand around the outside, grab along the shin, and start to work your leg back. If it's too much to grab around your shin, you can grab around the back of your thigh and pull back that way. Okay. I'm going to show you the alternate way. If that was too much, you can't do it with your hands, especially if you need to lift your body up off of the mat and you're noticing that all of a sudden your neck is curved too far back or there's too much of a bulge in your back. I want you to take your strap or your towel, if that was what you decided to use. You're going to take it around the left shin. Okay? And then you got the straps in your hands. You're going to hold towards your leg, so do not ravel the strap around your hands like so. Okay, you're gonna just grab towards the top part of the strap, then you're gonna cross your right ankle over your left knee. That way the strap is already going through the middle of your leg, and then use the strap to pull your leg back towards your body. Okay, so for me, I can stretch through, so I'm gonna grab around my legs. Start shallow. Each time you exhale, you're going to work your knee closer to your body. Okay? You don't need to force this, but you want to get a little more tension each time. Take 4 deep breaths here in the middle. Okay. Breathe through your back. What that means is as you're inhaling, you're going to notice you can't push your belly up towards the ceiling as freely as you would when your legs are stretched out in front of you. So that air starts to push through your back. You should feel your back inflate. And as you exhale, relax your belly. Pull back a little more. When you've taken 4 deep breaths, you're going to rock side to side. You're going to do this in a controlled motion. So as you inhale, you're in the middle. As you exhale, you're going to start to roll down towards the left. Nice and slow, you're going to start to roll out some of that tension, those hard muscles in your back. Inhale, come towards the middle. Notice I'm going nice and slow. Think of this as a speed bump in the road when you're driving. You go too fast, you're going to jar your car as you roll over that speed bump. The slower you go, the less you'll notice it. Exhale down to the right. The closer you are with your knee to the body, the higher up the back you're going to roll. The further away from your body, the lower down the hips. So you can use that information to guide your legs depending on where those knots are in your back. Inhale towards the middle. Exhale down to the left. You're going to let your right leg relax as you're doing this. Your hands are doing all the work by holding your leg in, so there's no need to create tension by tightening your muscles. Inhale back to the middle. Exhale down to the side. Inhale to the middle. If for any reason you exhaled and you like rolled all the way over to the side, you can't get up, just slowly roll yourself back to the middle. How do I get out of this? Okay, if you've got the straps, you're just going to lower your legs down till your foot hits the mat. Okay. If you're using your hands, you're going to release your hands first, everyone should leave your leg crossed over till your foot hits the mat, and then you're going to uncross your leg. Okay, great. You're going to stretch the right leg out in front of you, nice and slow. Keep your chin to your chest. Take your right hand, place it on top of your right pelvic bone. As you're doing that, you're letting your left knee just fall to the side as your foot is next to your leg. Okay, so it's just going to fall to the side. You're going to create the number 4 with your legs. Take your left hand, if you can reach, and just place it on top of your left thigh. Okay, relax your shoulders. You're not pressing your hip down other than the right hand. Okay, to keep your hip in place, you're just letting the left hand rest on the leg, so you're getting a stretch across the hips. You can do this about 20 seconds, so nice deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. If you're wearing pants or shorts and you've tied them too tight, you're going to notice that they start to bunch your hips, so you're going to release and make them a little looser in the knotting. Take your left hand, place it under your left leg. Use your hand to lift your leg up towards the middle. And good. Bring your right leg back in. Good. Take the strap. If you needed the strap last time, you're going to use it again this time, and take it over your right shin. If you didn't use the strap, you most likely won't need it this time. You're going to cross left ankle over your right leg. You're going to pull your right knee back to your chest. You're going to grab around the shins or the back of your thigh, or you've got the straps in your hand, and we're doing the same thing we did on the left side. Breathe, bring your knee into your chest. Keep your chin to your chest by looking at your kneecap. Remember, you can always start shallow and then work deeper. If you go too deep too far, then you're just drowning. Number 4 deep breaths here in the middle. Breathing through your back, trying to inflate your belly towards the ceiling. Begin to rock side to side. Exhale as you come down to the right. Inhale towards the middle. Exhale towards the left. So as we're rolling over these tight muscles, you're releasing that lactic acid that's being stored up in your muscles that had nowhere to go. If your ankle starts to slide off of your leg, just take your hand, slide your ankle back down your thigh. So you're going to do 4 to each side, inhaling towards the middle, exhaling towards the side. Relax your hands. Bring your foot down to the mat, or just let the strap slide through your hands as you bring your foot down. And when your foot hits the mat, uncross your ankle. Stretch the left leg all the way out in front of you. Left hand on your left hip. Slide your right foot to your left leg, and then just let the right knee come down to the side. Create the number 4 again. Right hand on the middle of your right thigh. Letting your shoulders relax. Take your right hand, place it under your right leg, help your right leg up to the middle, and this time you're going to join your left leg up, and then bring both knees to your chest, nice and slow. You're going to rock out side to side, any last bits of tension there. Remembering to breathe. Bring your knees down to the mat. I'm sorry, your feet down to the mat, knees are up. And take your strap. With that towel, you're going to place it around the bottom of your right foot. Stretch your leg out in front of you. Okay. I'm holding at the end of my strap. Again, you're not going to twist the strap around your hands. That's going to cause you to jam your thigh bone into your hip socket. Okay. You do that enough times, you're going to start to get a bone-on-bone click as you start to wear away some of that cartilage. Okay. So one strap in each hand. Okay. Nice, softer grip, kind of like you're holding an egg, just a tiny bit softer. Okay. Take both legs out in front of you. You're going to lift your right leg up. You're going to pause when you get some resistance, and you're going to walk your hands up. So you're not bringing your shoulders off the ground, you're just extending your hands and holding up a little higher on the strap. Okay. Wherever you are, if you're at 90 degrees, if you're at 20 degrees, somewhere in the middle, okay, that's going to be your starting point. Okay, you're just going to start shallow, go deeper, and as you exhale, you're going to work your leg back towards the body. You're not jamming and pulling through the strap. You're just guiding your foot back. Your leg is doing the work and your strap is just guiding the direction. Okay. When you get to a point where you've got enough resistance or tension in your leg, you're going to hold there and breathe. Okay. Bring your toes towards your face. That's going to get you a stretch through the Achilles and your calf. Okay. Your Achilles tendon here on the other side of your ankle. Okay. So you're going to pull back. What you don't want is a bend in your knee. Okay, so if you're so far back that your knee is bent, you're going to lower the strap down so your leg is straightened. Okay, and you're going to pull back. Do not pull down. You're just going to guide your leg back. Okay, nice deep breath. Some of you may be experiencing some extreme tightness in your legs. That's okay. Remember to start shallow and work back little bits by little bits. When you inhale, you're naturally bringing tension to your body. So you want to exhale and then work your leg back a little bit more. Try not to grip the straps so tightly. If you are, that's a sign of how much tension is in your legs. Right? It's transference So that stress and tension that's in your hamstrings, your calf muscles, through your Achilles tendons there, is now transferring to your hands. Okay, so you want to loosen up your grip just a little bit. Okay, and breathe. You're going to breathe that tension out through the lungs, through your nostrils and your mouth. Exhale as you're slowly lowering your leg down. The strap is just going to slide through your hands all the way down. Okay, we're going to do that once again on this leg, so you're just going to let your leg relax here for a moment. You may start to feel some tingling in the bottom of your feet as the blood starts rushing back down to your leg. Just breathe it out. If your head was tilted too far back, remember to keep your chin to your chest. Stretches out the neck muscles in the back of your neck, which stretch out the muscles that are reaching to your occipital bones in the back of your head. Some of you who get headaches and tension headaches, migraines, you'll know the pain that I'm talking about right in the back of your neck. So stretching out those muscles keeps the strength in your neck. We're going to do that again. You're going to lift the right leg up. Walk your hands up the strap. Remember not to ravel the strap around your hands. Not to be gripping so hard that you're pulling your thigh bone into your hip socket. Okay. Take your toes down by your face and work your leg back. If you've got your arms straightened, that'll help you with the guiding versus the pulling down. Toes down by your face to get a stretch through the calf muscles and your Achilles. Look at your knee to keep your chin to your chest. Nice deep breath. Slowly let your leg down, let the strap just slide through your hands. Good. Take your left foot, place it around the strap, remove your right leg. Now the strap is switched over. Okay. And if you're using a towel, make sure it's very long, gives you enough slack. Okay. Or if you've got an extra long belt. Maybe it's the belt off your jacket. Lift your left leg up. Same thing on this side. Same thing we did on the right is what we're doing on the left. Okay. Hands are higher up on the strap, toes down by your face. And you're going to start shallow and work yourself a little deeper. Keep that straightness in your leg, not hyperextended and locked, but you don't want a deep bend in your knee either. Okay. You're going to breathe. Your legs hold a lot of the weight of your body, especially your upper body. So if we're sitting too much, we're not engaging the hamstrings, we're not engaging the calves as much as we should be. Okay, so going on walks help, these stretches help start to move some of that blood flow through the legs, start to work out some of those tight muscles. Remember to breathe. If you're starting to sweat, that's normal too. Okay, you're getting a lot of that lactic acid into your bloodstream is heating up to start sweating that stuff out. So breathing, getting oxygen into your body, carbon dioxide out of the body, sweating. Make sure you drink plenty of water throughout the day. Urine is another way you get these toxins out of your body. And keep in mind, your legs don't have to look like my legs. I've been doing this for close to 10 years now. So if this is one of your first times doing this, or you're just not a flexible person, you're going to start shallow and work up little bits at a time. Some movement is better than no movement. Good. Keep breathing. Exhale, lower the leg down, let the strap slide through your hands. Again, you might feel that blood flow going right to your left leg. You might feel some tingling at the bottom of your feet. All your nerves run through your feet as well. Okay? So that tingling, there's different nerves in your body that are feeling the blood flow come down. Give yourself a nice 5-10 second break, and then we're going to go at it again. Remember, we did 2 on the right side, so I'm going to do 2 on the left side. Should be a smidge bit easier. Easy is relative, okay? So don't beat yourself up if you're still in that tight phase. It's okay. Depending on your level of exercise, what you're feeling that day, how you slept, there's a lot of different factors into why your legs can be tight. So you're going to work your leg back up. Both straps, one in each hand. Toes by your face. Nice deep breath. In through the nostrils for the count of 5. Out through the nostrils for the count of 5. Exhale, lower your leg down, let the strap slide through your hands. You're going to remove the strap off to the side, just lay here for a moment. Have one hand on each hip, so left hand on left hip, right hand on right hip. And just try to even out your body, let your shoulders relax. Good. Bring your knees up, feet on the mat. You're going to turn your whole body in the fetal position off to the right side. You're going to use your hands to push yourself up. Let your head stay down. We've been down for a long time now. So just let your head stay down. The blood come down in your body. Get used to being in a seated position. And turn yourself to the front and across your legs. Whenever you sit like this, or you're sitting on the ground, you're going to take your hands, you're going to pull out your upper thighs, your butt cheeks. When you sit, you're not symmetrical on either side, so one side's going to be a little higher than the other, so that's why I have you pull out the upper thighs so you can sit a little more grounded. Just feel yourself sitting on those bones under your glutes. These are your sits bones, S-I-T-Z. Sit up nice and straight. With your hands on your shins, relax your elbows. Okay. We're going to do a seated version of the cat-cow. Okay. So we're just focusing on that lower back and the hips here. So you're going to inhale through the nostrils. Your belly's going to inflate. You're going to move forward. Shoulders are going to come back. Chin is going to go up slightly. Your belly is leading the charge, so it's not you're moving forward and then you're breathing. It's you're breathing fully through your belly and then moving forward. So your belly comes through your legs. Okay? Bring the shoulders back. Just let your hands rest. If you need to exhale before moving back, you can just take a breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, your belly is going towards the spine, and that's what's getting you to move back. Your shoulders are still relaxed, chin to your chest. You're going to round out through the top of your chest. What you don't want is a deep hunch. Okay, that's going to put too much pressure through your sternum. So you're exhaling through the belly and then chin to your chest, round out through the shoulders. Inhale. Bring your belly forward. And you're moving your body forward. Shoulders open up. You should feel some of the stretch in your hip flexors. That's okay. If you've got a block or a bolster or a blanket and your legs are too far down, you just need them to come up a little bit, you can place something under your legs so that way your legs can rest on it. For example, I've got a blanket nearby. Right? So what I would do is place the blanket here under this leg. That way it's not so much of a deep stretch under the left side. Okay. So you're going to inhale, come forward. Exhale, roll back. Belly first, then the top of your chest, chin to your chest. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back. Last one, inhale, come forward. And then we're going to begin to circle out through the hips. Okay, so you're going to circle towards the left leg. Still keeping the same inhale, out, hip, exhale motion. So as you're coming back, you're exhaling, you're still keeping your body rounded. As you come forward, you're going to inhale, belly's going to come forward, shoulders are going to go back, and your chin's going to come up. Okay, so we're going to do 4 times in this direction. Again, you can just keep your arms relaxed, hands on your shin if you need to. I'm going to go nice and slow. It's like the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, come forward 1 last time. At the very top of your inhale, switch directions. Going towards the other leg. Same thing, exhale, round out through the body. Inhale, come forward. Okay, nice and calm, nice and relaxed. Again, you may not look like I look with the extreme exaggeration, okay, depending on how your body is built, the amount of tension that's still left through the hips. Okay. So if you feel like your circle looks a bit small in mine, that's quite all right. One last time, going around. Pause in the middle. And sit back up. Take both hands under your legs. Don't use your legs to fold over. You're relaxing the hips. Okay. Use your hands to lift your knees to the middle. Switch the cross of your legs. If you need to pull out your upper thigh, go ahead and do so. Okay. If you need to switch your blanket or your bolster to the other side, if that leg needs it as well, go ahead and do that. Same thing. Inhale, come forward, exhale, push back. We're going to do that 4 times. Chin extends out, shoulders back. Exhale, push through the back, chin down towards your chest. Inhale, come forward. Begin to circle out towards your right knee. Because I'm on camera, it may look like the opposite direction, but go towards your right leg first. Inhaling as you're coming forward. Exhaling as you're pushing back. Nice and slow. Don't forget to breathe all the way through. Inhale at the top of this inhale, you're going to switch direction. Come towards the left knee. Pause in the middle. Sit up nice and straight. Take your hands under your knees. Lift them up. Okay. Flatten your feet out in front of you. Grab onto your hamstrings with your hands. Nice and tight. And then stretch your legs out in front of you. Okay, so keep your leg from cramping up. Okay. Toes up towards the ceiling. You're going to paddle out your legs. And get some blood flow back to your feet. Good. You're going to swing your legs behind you. You're going to come up to your hands and knees. Okay. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Okay. We're going to do 4 cat-cow here. So you're going to inhale, your belly comes down towards the floor. Chin comes up. Exhale, belly comes up towards the ceiling. Chin down towards your chest. Keep a slight bend in your elbow. Do 3 more of those. I'll show you what that looks like from the side. Okay. So you're going to inhale. Exhale. Two more times. When you're exhaling, your hips are rolling under as well. Last one. Exhale. Back to the middle. You're going to tuck your feet under. And you're going to push through your toes and come up into a downward facing dog position. Take a half step forward with each foot. Okay. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Okay. And you're going to walk in place. Just start bending your knees. You're going to lift your heels, walk in place. And you're going to wake up those hamstrings a little bit. Push through your hands. Okay. You're going to come up on the ball of your feet like you're coming up on your tiptoe. Nice deep breath. Exhale, push down into your heels as much as you can. You're going to push through your hands and your shoulders. Walk your hands towards your feet. Okay. Keep your knees bent. And if you get stuck, bend your knees even more. Just walk your hands towards your feet till you're right up on your hands. Walk your feet to your hands till you're right up on your hands. Grab the back of your calf muscles, and you're going to pull your upper body towards your lower body. Nice deep breath. Take 2 fists. You're going to pound out your sacrum, the lower part of your back. Do not hit your kidneys, okay, just around the bones, hollow part of your back. Start to loosen up and break up some of the tight fascia, your connective tissue. You go around the tailbone, your glutes. Okay. There's 2 ways to come up out of this. You can either come down to one knee. Okay. You're going to feel all that blood come down your back. You're going to lift your head. Stand on, you're going to come to one knee. Okay. Then you're going to push off and you're in a standing position. Okay. The other version is, okay, you're already in this folded position. You're going to bend your knees, lift your head first, flatten out your back, and then you're going to stand up. Okay, roll your hips under. Take your arms overhead, clasp your hands together, facing up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a nice stretch, relax your shoulders. Nice little stretch. Exhale, bring your arms down. Good. Take your hands on your hips. Stand hip width apart. Toes facing forward. You're going to do a little circle, a little hula hoop going around. And if it's still tight, if you want to fold over again, you're more than welcome to. Alright, so you're just going to lift your hands up. You can either come down with your hands to your side or in front of you, bend your knees, fold back over. Get a good stretch number 2 through the back. While your arms relax. Nice deep breath through the back. Hands on your shins. Come up halfway with a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, lift your head first, bend your knees, come all the way up to the top. Okay. Lift your hands overhead if you need to. Let the blood come down to your feet. Exhale, arms down. Allow your hips to relax and pound out through the sacrum again. Lower part of your hips. Take your left arm up and go over to the right side. Let this right arm just hang down and slide through your legs so you can stretch through your ribs, your hips, obliques. Bend your elbow so that way your ribs begin to relax before you come up towards the middle. If you don't and you come up, you're going to catch your ribs and your hips and you're going to create a muscle cramp. Or you can pull a muscle, which never feels great. Same thing with the right hand. And go over, you're going to reach out and right hand all the way to the side. And you're not going to look quite like me, like a crescent moon. You may be somewhere up here, and that's okay. Remember to breathe. Bend in the right elbow before you come up to the top. Lastly, we're going to end with the apple pickers. Stretch your right hand up, bend your left knee, stretch your left arm down. You're stretching up as high as you can. Grabbing for that apple off the tree, but you can't quite get there. Go ahead and switch. Left arm up, right knee is bent. And we breathe. One more time on each side. And switch. And bring that arm down. Great. Well, make sure to drink plenty of water, at least 16 ounces. This is a 50-ounce bottle, so really hitting it hard today. But make sure to drink water. You're going to flush all that gunk out of your body. All right, we've done a lot of stretching. Some of you haven't really stretched in a long time. Quarantine life, right? So take care of yourself. Have a good moment. We'll see you next week.